Kenny at IT Expo East 2011. I'm on the exhibit hall floor joined by Tom Linhard, president of FaxCore. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate the chance to talk with you.
Sure. So let's start off with talking a little bit about how you think the transition to VoIP has affected the fax industry.
Yeah, it's really changed things because fax has always been a very reliable communications medium for businesses. It's, and I like to describe fax as it's the documents that either initiate or consummate a business transaction. Very important that they go reliably every time. And with the introduction of voice over IP into the fax realm, it's T.38 hasn't been reliable. There's latency and other issues on the public internet. And so it's really changed the way that fax servers are deployed. Companies are having to, implement a voice over IP system and still deal with the faxes. And then that's created an opportunity for innovators. So we at FaxCore and our strategic partner Dialogic have done a lot in the fax server industry to provide that same level of reliability that they're used to with a TDM or a traditional telephone connection, but over into the IP realm. We have a couple of different ways that we've done that. One is with the Dialogic SR140 drivers. Those working with phone systems that have passed interoperability provide a very reliable solution. And if they can keep all of that communication in the enterprise, then it's great. We have very good success rate there. And so we've done a FOIP box here that's a combination. It's kind of like a hybrid offering where it's a Dialogic media gateway inside the server along with our FaxCore software, and it provides a bridge into a totally IP-based environment without having to displace any hardware. But then also we're finding that a lot of customers are saying, I don't really want to have all the telco infrastructure. I don't want to have to mess with the phone lines. I don't want to have to, deploy a fax over IP offering. So then we, in conjunction with another company called EtherFax, we launched a hybrid offering. We call it partly cloudy solution, where we have the FaxCore software still in the customer's enterprise, so they get all the integration in with their office equipment, their email servers, their MFPs, but then they don't have the pain and the cost of the telco implementation. And EtherFax, what that is we basically took the fax resources, the brook trout boards or the SR140 drivers, put them in a data center, hundreds and hundreds of fax ports, and EtherFax is basically a fax board in the cloud. So our fax server software thinks it's talking to a locally installed fax resource, but in reality it's going out to the data center where the faxes are sent and received. So what we're able to do is offer the customer a very low-cost fax server solution that allows them to continue to have control over their documents, the integration in with their systems, but then all of the fax resources, the expensive and complicated part with a telco, is outsourced, and they pay a low cost per page for faxes sent and received. Since that launched, EtherFax has been growing at about 1,200% a year and processing over 1 million pages a month now, and we expect it to continue to grow at that pace. So that's a way that we've offered, faxing in the cloud to the enterprise that still needs to have control over their documents.
So at IT Expo today, is this FOIP box the main product that you're demonstrating?
The FOIP box is one of the main products for the people that want a traditional system and they want everything in-house. And then the EtherFax option has been particularly attractive to service providers or enterprises that want to outsource it. And then also, I forgot to mention, FaxCore is entirely web-based, SMTP, .NET, and so service providers around the world have been able to utilize our system and deploy a fax service without a big investment in software and infrastructure and hardware.
Great. Well, I hope you have a very successful show. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Once again, this is Juliana Kenny with FaxCore.